Hey there, what is up, my beautiful people and all my rosebuds in the garden? It is your favorite Big Papa from In the Beloved coming at you from La Casa de Juju, your favorite witch doctor, coming to see what is going on with y'all. Hope y'all are having a wonderful week. Hope y'all are having a wonderful Thursday, Jupiter Day. Because you know this is the place you come and you come into the Casa de Juju to get you some juju, get you a little bit of magic tips, a little magic tricks, and some spiritual alignment and happiness, and also just having a kiki. Today is Thursday, the 20th of March, with a Mercury in retrograde and Venus in retrograde. We're gonna be just fine. Let's breathe through it. There is no bubbling butt hurt underneath the surface. We are simply gonna align ourselves, breathe, and feel wonderful. It's gonna be okay. We're being allowed a moment to review, revise, and refocus. So take it like that. Don't take it like, oh my God, everything's up. No, no, no. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Understand that. I got that from one of my favorite people. I get my weather from Ryan Hall, and I give him all the props in the world before anybody else says anything. I out myself. I just love it when I hear a good catchphrase. But anywho, I want to wish everyone a wonderful, blessed, happy, a joyous, prosperous, and all that good stuff. Vernal equinox, because it is the spring equinox, the beginning of spring. Spring has sprung. Yes, thank you. We're coming out of the craziness. We had some crazy weather down here in the south and throughout the country. We're breathing through it. We're expecting, we're hoping, we're bringing things into existence that are about happiness, that are about rebirth, regrowth, renewal, everything that has to do with spring. And for all my pagan folk and witch folk and everyone that practices and believes and is a part of, happy Ostara and all the energy and good love y'all's way too. Easter's coming up too, so y'all, it's that time of renewal, rebirth, and resurrection. So, in this energy, we also have what? Aries. This is the new year too. This is the astrological new year. This is like the old pagany new year as well. This is where we get that thing of April Fools, that April 1st was the beginning of kind of the new year. So, or by the 21st, 31st, and people would be like, oh, that's not the real new year. You didn't follow the Gregorian character. You're an April Fool. Yeah, yeah. You know that story. But it's actually quite real, quite true, because beforehand, Aries season, not only the beginning of the astrological year, the astrological signs, but also it's this time of renewal and the rebirth of getting back to putting the tilling the earth, working with the earth, seeing the flowers grow, knowing that this is the time to start planting and see what you're going to do. And again, like I said, Aries season, and I'm Aries, and you love me. Then so that too. Aries season is about fire, it's about movement, it's about courageousness, it's about getting things done. Now, y'all know Aries is crazy and also tells unvarnished truths, just tells it as it is. That's why we're hated so much, and because we're gorgeous. I want to hear absolutely no, not a word. No, no. Don't hate on Aries season. I don't hate on nobody else's season. Don't hate on my season here. Go do it somewhere else. Because here, it's about love. We've said it love. We want some love. But Aries is a comedian too. Y'all know this. We love a good time, and we want to feel that newness, that happiness, that blazing a trail to new and exciting places to boldly go where, well, you know the rest. So now is that time for spring cleaning or reorganizing, getting things together. So these two retrogrades, they're kind of rough, I'm not gonna lie, but they're in a place where it forces you to look inward and reevaluate stuff. Fix the home, do the spring cleaning, but not just do the spring cleaning, do the spring spiritual cleaning, mental cleaning, emotional cleaning too. It's rough and it's hard, but the rewards, and that's what I want to touch on today too. Looking at the rewards of what happens. Even if it's the smallest step forward, it's a step forward. So enjoy that and continue to pave your way with that. And sometimes allow the way in front of you to pave itself in front of you. Because, you know, sometimes we'd be expecting, we'd be waiting, we'd be like, with bated breath. And side note, no, you should be doing brujeria, you should be doing spiritual work, you should be calling your spirits when that's the time so that you can align yourself and not have these things happen. But sometimes it happens, life's, you know how it is. Instead of that, sit, relax, and see how it can go. Your question is not how is this going to go? How bad will this get? What happens if everything fails? Your new question I want you to have from me to you is, what happens when you succeed? A lot of my rosebuds, I question them on this. I give them that question. What happens when you succeed? What happens when things go right? What happens when your goals get done? What are you going to do then? Focus on that for a while. Focus on that. Make that what you're going for. And then once you see what would happen if and you're in that situation, you're already setting up that energy for that situation rather than wasting your time on what happens if you fail. Because that is a waste of energy and it's only going to help you stay held back and tied up. Now's not the time for all that sugar. Now's the time to say, you know what, we're cleaning the closets out. And if it doesn't serve me, bye. If it does, great. And if I can donate it to somebody else because I'm not using it, all the better. Now is that time. And also do that up here. It's hard. I'm a little neurospicy. In fact, I'm a lot neurospicy. And a lot of my neurospicy folk out there understand that sometimes it's hard to get out of that loop. But we got to hack our own systems to have our systems better because sometimes the defense mechanisms that we've placed within ourselves worked for that time, and now they're kind of glitching this time if they didn't get upgraded for our betterment. So now's the time to look and see what's going to happen, how those things work, how my defense mechanisms can either be expanded and given the 2.0, or how they're holding me back and how I need to let them go with my own knowledge that I have now. It's a little bit of a quantum, and I know it's kind of woo-woo, but bear with me on this one. If I've touched on it before, I know I have, but you got to send love to the past, take the message and the lesson, exercise and let that pain go on, but take the lessons with you so that you can apply them here and now, and apply the wisdom of here and now with those and balance it out. Now, the third part's going to be rough because you're going to have to ask your future self to, break a bitch off and send me inspirations, and talk to your spirit that way as well, your ancestors as well, your higher power, your ori, your muerto principal, whoever that you're connecting with. Because I want to do this very universally. I want all y'all to get this good, and work with it. I was gonna touch on a couple other things too. We touched on spring cleanings. Also, cleansings are good. Now's a good time to cleanse your aura, cleanse your field, cleanse your energies with salt and with fresh herbs because there's freshness going on. Let's get some fresh herbs in here. You know the herbs I like to use for cleaning. You have them in your backyard, or you have them in the grocery store. You can even find them growing in people's yards and say, "Hey, may I have a clipping?" Rosemary, garden sage, lemongrass, even basil. It's used for everything. Things that are coming back in season. Citrus, the juice of the sun that's coming into its fullness. And then follow it with sweet things too, because we want sweet. We getting chocolate on Easter too now. We're not just crying. We're getting some chocolate, we're getting some flowers, give it all. So flowers, do baths with flower petals and perfumes with sweet honey a little bit, or touches of sugar a little bit, and boil that up, make a tea. Make a tea out of parsley, lavender, and roses with just a little pinch of, or a couple of sticks of cinnamon with a little bit of that sweetness in it, and bathe in that so that, like Flora and Persephone, you come from the darkness into the light, filled with flowers, filled with happiness, filled with joy, and filled with success, and they're green. Parsley brings green. If you want to know more, message me. I teach classes on this, y'all. Because like I said, this is a time of renewal. Spring has sprung. Here comes love, money, prosperity, success, and planting our seeds for a good, rich harvest later on. So we're planning, we're plotting, we're writing things down. I keep telling everybody, write that down. Erykah Badu told you, write it down. I'm telling you, write it down. So that you have it right in front of you and see, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, because sometimes we get blindsided. Life be life, and I tell you that. So another thing is to do divinations, and this is where I'm going to have a moment where I'm going to be a little bit annoying, but be a little bit of a menace, like I told y'all I would be. Divination is key. I don't care what divination you do, whether you open in a Bible to a verse and let that verse lead you through your day, or you sitting there and you pulling your card for the day, or your rune for the day, or your domino and dice, like I teach people how to read. Get with me in the comments, email, you know the taste. Whatever it is that you do, divine, or go to your diviner, go to your padrino, madrina, ungamambu, your uplink, the person that you learn from, your mentor, your teacher for a divination, or come to yours truly, because yes, I do divinations. I'm going to repeat that I do divinations. And why am I qualified? Because like I said, I've been doing this for the public now on 30 years. I was initiated at 3 years old into Santeria, into Lukumi. I come from a family of espirititas. We do these things. And in my own practice, I started with, and I tell this story all the time. I will go to my grave telling the story, long time from now, very long time. But I used to, I saw everybody else doing readings. They did playing cards. I liked tarot, so I wanted to do tarot. Ooh, I wanted to be, exotic, because my family read the Spanish playing cards. Yes, la carta española, or more recently, because Santeria came into our family recent, coco, the coconut rinds, and the divinations of Lukumi. But most of the time it was the Spanish playing cards or regular playing cards, because my mom was an ace at playing cards. I'd see people do some dominoes here and there, and they would tell things, but I'd never get to see it until later. And I put it all together, and I saw people do dice, but I wanted to be Mr. Exotic, and I got my tarot, and I did my tarot exercises. I read my books. If you want to have a comprehensive list of books I think you should have, and yes, Tarot for Dummies is one of them. Don't be afraid, if you're just coming into any divination system, to learn the divination system at its basics. So the For Dummies or For Idiots series was great on so many levels for so many things, even in tarot. So go with it, as well as other tarot sources. If you want a little rundown of what books I would suggest, either email me or again message me for that, and I'll see if I can believe it in the comments below as well. But did my research, and then I started knowing that it isn't just learning from the book and memory. It's also what it means, what it feels, the intuition. So I coupled that too. And by the way, I'm teaching a class on this very subject next week, not this week, next week, Wednesday, through my sister girl child, lady daughter thing, sweetie, my girl Big Liz, Big Liz Conjure. I'm teaching through Big Liz Conjure a class on spiritual tarot and learning how to use your spirit and your intuition more, and find out what different spirits talk where. Check that out. But I learned this and I applied this. I got really good. That was my first thing, tarot. Then I sort of got taken away from tarot and started reading Lenormand, because I wanted to feel closer to my family, my traditions, my ancestors. Stop me if you felt this before. So I started reading Lenormand and tarot. Wonderful. I love the Lenormand oracle. And again, get me on books and stuff, because it's a beautiful oracle. It's very much, old world, new world. Loved it. But little by little, I started getting called back to what other parts of my family did. The more island family, the more indigenously spiced, as well as, and I'll get to that as why in a minute. So little by little, I rediscovered dominoes and dice. I talked to everybody in my family that did it. I got some information. I got information from my padrino, Ibayela Yentonu. Wonderful man. He taught me some stuff. I learned stuff that I could only get in Spanish, that I translated as well as absorbed in Spanish. Finally, I started doing it, and I found out it came to me like second nature, and I started putting the similarities together, putting everything together, hearkening to the other forms of divination, understanding the common thread and why this resonated so with me, that first I taught the dominoes class, and I was good with my dominoes. They because it's not just the tool, it's your resonance with the tool and how it works with you and for the world and yourself. Anybody, one of my mentors told me a good witch can read sticks and bricks and stones on the ground and tell you your life story, because it's not just the tool, it's who works the tool. It's what spirits are around that person. So keep this in mind, please. So little by little, I learned and I kept going, and then I found out that dominoes I had there, and I noticed that that was for other people and for me to use, but more for me to teach other people, so that that tradition wouldn't die out. And y'all forgive me if I'm waxing arrogant or messianic. I really don't mean to be. I just want you to get the story as to why and wherefore. But more and more I stayed with dice. Dice was my life, and I always liked dice anyway, because yes, I played D&D for a bit, and Vampire the Masquerade, which one of us didn't. If you did, you're a witch or you're doing something. So there you are. Them's the rules. But I always loved dice, and I always had a thing with them. And I also learned that Saint Expedite speaks through dice, and other spirits can speak through dice. You can open up communications with spirits and deity with dice. So I sat there, and I learned, and seemed to get better because you have to practice. Even if you're good at something, practice every day. Do it every day. And little by little, I noticed that my dice took on different types of meanings, different levels of meanings, different sophistications therein. And I found that there was a key in here, and then there was a seed in here, and then there was a stone with it, and then there was a button that was it. And I just noticed that my spirits were giving me a whole bunch of bones to throw. And I became a bone caster of sorts. But they taught me, as well as mentors, as well as what I got taught. And that's when you know, that's where, when you're led down that road, when the road you're on takes you rather than you trying to force something, that's when it's a good example or a good hint that you're on the right path. And that's why, after all of these years of learning, doing, writing, and this is what one of my, hold on, I want to show it, but I do not want to show my client's name because, yes, I still write in paper. This is how, I wonder if it comes out. I don't know if it's going to come out correctly, but it's how I write things down now, because when those bones come out, not only is there a concrete line of how to divine with them and what their meanings is, but they also tell you what your spirit's saying to you too. So those two things together, after years of honing this, is why I could say, sit down and we can read all day. Because we're going to open that communication. And that's why when you get a reading from me, it's not just, oh, if you send me $500 in the email, I will do this. No, we're not doing that, man. No. Because seriously, I want to have a one-for-one. I want you to get the information you need and whatever else is there for you for your betterment. And a lot of times I'll tell you, look, this, you need to go and do that. Because a lot of times you need to do stuff for yourself too. We'll work with you, and I'll give you the bare bones. You have to flesh them out and make it yours. And that's the best part. Divination isn't going to give you all the answers. It's going to tell you where they are and help you. It'll give you a lot of the answers. It'll give you a lot of aha moments. But it's up to you to work on them, work with them, and make the necessary changes. And that's all she wrote, and that's why. So, again, vernal equinox, happy Ostara, happy Aries season, happy astrological new year. Please take all of this that I've said and run with it, go with what you feel, and tell me how you feel about it. It has been a wonderful Thursday. I wanted to check in again. Please leave me a comment, like, share, hit the bell, do all the things, because I love it when I get feedback from y'all and I'm able to interact with y'all. And I hope that somewhere along the line somebody takes this and it gives them the grow through what grow through what you go through is this shirt I got. And I wear it on Thursdays. This is one of my Thursday shirts. Even though the color for Thursday is blue, that's why I got all the blue jewelry. But grow through what you go through and make that growth be wonderful no matter how it is, because you're beautiful, you are individual, and that's fucking awesome. Stay that way. And with all the love I can send, get with me on products that might be good for this week. Also, again, strange enough, the colors for Aries are red and, color speaking and astrally speaking, pink and white. So incorporate those colors in, and other spring colors you'd like to have to bring that happiness in. Red for vigor, strength, and passion. Pink for happiness, joy, and success. And white for purity and elevation. Work with those things, y'all. And get with me. Talk to me in the comments, or send me an email at casadejujums@yahoo.com, or PapaRose or Louis Paparose at gmail.com. Get me on Facebook, get me on Insta, and even TikTok. Find me there at Paparose. And with that, I wish you all the best. I hope you have a great, great Thursday, a beautiful new year, and new Aries season. I expect a lot of love. The favorite Aries is moi. You know you love me. And I want you to have the best. Love yourselves. Be good to each other. Stay careful. Stay safe. And all the good juju. Peace.